Okay, I am back. Back after a nice little 2-day of figuring things out, since I do have quite a few updates, and I am going to make this a more longer video. We're just going to stick to Black Ops 4 for now. Maybe a little surprise at the end of another game, but for now, we'll just stick to Black Ops 4 since I've been really enjoying the feeling of playing this game. Again, even though it's with bots, but I'm playing with the public map option in Project Black Ops 4. So hopefully someone came in. If not, that's perfectly fine. But anyway, so updates. So I've basically done everything that I possibly can in terms of the analogy I've liked to use throughout my entire thing here is casting fishing lines into many different ponds. Because when it comes to fishing, you have to wait for the line to tug for you to bring in the catch. I'm not a fisherman. It's just an analogy I like to use because it's about having as many people that I've talked to about trying to find something. Because my goal is to find a job through networking and going from there. But that's the kind of gist of it. Tuesday, after I had posted the video, I went to church, prayed for a bit, had some people praying for me. And Wednesday, I hung out with a friend. And that was nice. Very nice. We got to see this non-alcoholic place where it's a hangout, which I think it's cool because I'm not that much of a drinker. Like, I'll drink something. Now look at that. Got Nebula on this thing. My opinion, Nebula is a great camo if you don't want to get Dark Matter in Black Ops 4, because that could be a grind. Believe me, I've done the Black Ops 4's Zombies Dark Matter grind on PlayStation. And let me tell you, that took, not even kidding, years of on and off playing. It was ridiculous. But anyway, back to the original subject. So when it comes to what I'm doing now with my other updates and options in my life is that I'm basically just going to keep looking, keep going forward. I applied for unemployment, some rent assistance, because these are going to take time to be processed, which is my advice I give to anyone if you're in the stages of unemployed. Whenever you're looking for any sort of help, even though you don't think it's going to take you that long to find a job, still apply for them so you can get a case carrier or a case manager assigned to you so you can then get the job, get some help in the back end while you're trying to find a job, just to get through the process. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. At least you tried it. That's all that's really important when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's just covering all your bases as much as you can. And that's, for the most part, what I've done. I do think I've done quite a bit when it comes to covering my bases, doing all the right things. And, I have some money saved up, but we have to kind of wait and see what happens. That's really the gist of it, kind of. I have some more meetings happening this week, and we'll see what happens. That's the best thing we could do. Let's just see what comes next and go from there. That's all you can do in life sometimes, is just play the waiting game, which is basically what this is. But again, back to the fishing and pond analogy, I just got to wait for a bite of some kind. And I'm meeting with a sort of networking area tomorrow, or with one of the guys in the community outreach department, just to, looking at self-employment options, because it's just, it's the route I think for me, because even though I am extremely blessed and grateful that I have the foresight of looking ahead and being prepared for scenarios like this to happen, which is a video idea I definitely want to talk about when, I get to that point. It's one of the pending video ideas, is about saving your money and how important it is. There's lots of people that have posted it before, but it's just a subject that I want to talk about and how personally it's helped me. Aside from this scenario, there's other scenarios where that's come in handy too. But back on track with my life and the job hunting and everything. I don't expect I'm going to hear anything or really get anything until mid next week. The Department of Labor where I live, I have a meeting with an employment specialist just to kind of break things down further and kind of go from there. Because you know, with everything happening, I do want to maybe take some time to kind of reflect on myself, and I do want to do this channel. I do want to try it. Which leads me into my, probably what's going to be the subject for the rest of this video, is what I kind of want to do with this channel even further. Because I have ideas. And I know that this style of commentaries over older Call of Duties, it's not going to, you know, for the longer term, it's not going to be something I'll be able to do forever. It's something I don't mind doing. It's because the main reason why I've never wanted to do something like this before is not only the sort of lack of drive, but also, personally for me, I just feel like it's a lot of work. This is not going to be easy. It's going to be a process. And I'm hoping the next job I get is going to be a lot more flexible in hours, because I was working like 43, sometimes 45-hour weeks, 9 to 6. And it was, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like I said, like the job that I had, it was not hard work. It's just there were days it was slow, and I didn't mind those slow days. You know, I didn't mind those days where I was going out and about. But there's moments where you're just like, you know, you kind of wish that you got to go home like, you know, a 9 to 5. I'd rather take a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4, just because, you know, you have that extra kind of time to, you know, do a few things. Which, you know, hey, that's sort of the goal, but this is gonna take time. And, you know, I definitely think there's something bigger at play here, because this last week and everything that's happened to me, it's been much more positive than the initial, you know, walking into my job Monday and basically being let go without much of a reason, which the state I'm in is an at-will state, so they don't have to give much of a reason. But regardless, let's talk about the future of this channel. Let's continue on that subject. So I'm going to stick to these kind of unscripted sort of commentaries, and with gameplay in the background as I talk. The mic I have is just a headset mic. It sounds decent, or sounds fine to me at least, so I'm going to just stick with that. If as this channel goes further, I will start doing more and start upgrading more. Like, hey, if this channel really takes off and goes somewhere, then, you know, maybe I'll invest in a better mic. Because it's going to be a while till I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, unless I actually genuinely, you know, really get lucky. It's going to be a minute until I get that sort of thing. It's going to be a hot minute. So I'm covering bases and everything, and trying to see where things are going to go, because I don't know. I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to keep doing it. Maybe there's days I'm slower than others, and there's days I don't want to do it, but I do want to make this work, because I do want to look into self-employment. I obviously am going to need to get another job, that's fine, but I need to do this, because I just do not like the idea of my money being tied to someone else. And obviously, being self-employed has its own pros and cons, but I feel like once it gets to a point, especially if YouTube really takes off, or Rumble, if you're listening to this on Rumble, as I'm using 2 video platforms because I want to see which one I like more and which one kind of gets me further. I'm still going to have both at the end of the day, but I just want to, you know, goes back to that fish analogy, or fishing analogy rather, that I mentioned earlier, because I really, really want to see where my options lie on the table. I'm not going to create any sort of donation things until I start seeing a community form, because that's really the key thing, which is the next subject I wanted to bring up, is just building a community of people. I had one comment. I was genuinely surprised someone commented on my first video, and the first video did get around almost 30 views. Little successes here and there. And I do have 46 subscribers currently right now, which it's not much, but again, I will take any I can get. But these are from like my old videos I've posted, which they're just little stuff that I've posted over time. Nothing I'm not unashamed of or anything. But that's that's kind of the view I have for this channel. Is I'm just going to keep it as low effort. Not that I don't want to put more effort in, but I want to see where this is going, and I want to like slowly learn. I don't want to like rush right into the ocean. I want to start in the kiddie pool or just a smaller pool and just get a feel for it, and then slowly get to that point of, okay, now I can start making videos that have a lot more editing, have a lot more style, and have me stand out a bit more. I mean, even thumbnails, I'll probably start experimenting at some point too as I go along. But that's the sort of feel I'm having with this channel, at least for me right now. Because the other ideas I have are, I do want to kind of highlight mods for video games, for the older video games, because my tastes in video games are not really, they're not like in the modern games. Like the AAA space in my eyes, there's only like one studio I trust, and that's From Software. Every other AAA studio I've seen has just been under-delivering countlessly to the point where I'm just like, I am not spending money on this shit. Like, I'm not. Like, Cyberpunk 2077 was the last game I pre-ordered. I don't regret my purchase, but it was the one where I was like, I beat it on PC, but I was like, I'm done. I am not going to do this for the rest of my life. Or buy these games for the rest of my life. I'm going to start really being picky on the choice of video games that I, pick. And there's a lot of people going through their backlogs right now. I have a form of a backlog, but which the game I was last on was Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree, but if I'm going to be honest, I kind of want to wait till I'm in a little bit more positive spirits and I get myself back in a better mental state to play that game. Because personally for me right now, there's still work that needs to be done, and Shadow of the Erdtree is a very in-depth game. But, there's more that needs to be done in my life for the rest of this week before I can even start going into that game. But it's really the only game I have on my backlog. The other one is Hogwarts Legacy, I believe, as I pull up my Steam right now. That's pretty much it. Like, that's the ones that at least come to my mind firsthand. I finished the Stalker trilogy recently, and I was going to maybe play, some of the Stalker mods, like Radiophobia 3, Last Fallout Overhaul, which Radio is for Shadow of Chernobyl, Last Fallout is for Clear Sky. There's not really one for Call of Pripyat that kind of go a little bit into that hardcore realm, but that's perfectly fine. But there's other mods too, like on the subject of From Software, I do kind of want to continue that Bearer of the Curse mod for Dark Souls 2, which I do not think is a shit game, like many people seem to think it is. Is it the weakest in the trilogy? Yeah, but is it a terrible game? No. I mean, all you have to do is just look at Ubisoft's recent catalog, and you're like, I'll take Dark Souls 2 any day. So, anyway, for the most part, that's kind of where my backlog is. Hogwarts Legacy, again, I'm kind of waiting for the director's cut supposedly coming before I even try that. So I'm still waiting on that. If it doesn't come at any point, then maybe I'll just go play that. I know that, because the reason why I also bring up Dark Souls 2 is that the Return to Lordran, not Return to Lordran, that's Dark Souls 1, but the Return to Drangleic event is going to be coming up, which is an event that the entire Souls community does every sort of year on certain dates. You can see it on their Reddit. It's coming out at the end of February, so I might actually do the Bearer of the Curse mod, maybe have that footage in the background, and then maybe create a video talking about the pros and cons. Maybe that's when I'll start getting into more in-depth with the editing. It won't be anything glamorous. I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and I'm not going to, like I said, invest any money into this until I get a job, because every cent's going to count to keep me afloat. But for the most part, that's what I'm looking at here. Because I know that March, Bloodborne's 10-year anniversary is coming up, and Shad PS4, or Chad PS4, has been really making strides for Bloodborne on PC. Finally, we get to have Mythical Bloodborne on PC. But, we'll see. Because there is a mod for that called Project Beast I'd like to try. And maybe I'll post videos of me helping people kind of with their stuff, with helping them fight bosses. Because I'm not the best player at these games. I just like playing them for that kind of thing. Just like helping people get through bosses. So. But in general, that's kind of my library. It's why I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of sort of streaming or going crazy or far with the, playing new games and just going part of the mold of just playing new games and just streaming and hope I make it big that way, because I don't like playing those games. Like Marvel Rivals, no disrespect to that game whatsoever, the success it's created. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not really a PvP sort of guy anymore. I mean, oh, you say that, but you're playing Call of Duty. It's more, that's more like my comfort food. I don't want to play like new PvP kind of games. And, you know, these are kind of older Call of Duty, so I'm a little bit more familiar with them. Not so much Black Ops 4's multiplayer. It's why you kind of see me do weird stuff in here, because I never actually played it in its prime. It was mostly the zombies, but I've played so much of the zombies in here, I don't think you're going to see any footage of me playing it, because it's just... I played that way too much, so... But, you know, that's where we are at with... at least my headspace on where I want to take the channel. Like I said, I'm not really going to be making any edits. I'm just recording an audio track and then just putting it over the video, processing it, uploading it, and then we're good. I really want to, again, stress, it's not that I don't want to put effort in this channel. I just want to take it slow and ease myself into it because, again, I thought about doing this for years, but the reason why I did it was because I knew of the pros and cons and the hurdles coming with this kind of stuff. Obviously, life isn't easy. But it's more so, this is going to be a huge sort of investment that is really, really, really hard. It is. Like, this stuff takes time to build up. It's why, you know, I still need to get a job at the end of the day. Unless I really somehow make it big. Like, if I get accepted into the YouTube partnership program quickly and I really start making money to where it replaces my income that I'm making, then fine, I'll take a risk and do this. I'll go crazy. I'll really just get more in-depth with this channel. Look at that. I don't know if you saw that bug there too, but yeah, this weird stuff. Even in a game like this, you still see bugs like that with the characters just standing there. But anyway, that's pretty much what I'd say is about it. Like I said, I'm going to keep trying to improve the quality of my videos more as time goes on. As for the subject of Saturday, I have an idea. I think what I'll do is this Saturday, I will do a little bit of an update finally on anything that's changed since either between today and Friday. Otherwise, I will have another subject of the video. I might switch to another older Call of Duty. Maybe I'll do some Modern Warfare 2. Maybe some Modern Warfare Horizon, the Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer project. Though I'm waiting for them to get their DLC updated to fix a couple things. So who knows? It's whatever I decide. I don't hate really much of the older Call of Duties. I mean, some are better than others, obviously, but I don't hate them or detest them in any, like, bad way. I just chose Black Ops 4 because it was like, you know what, I haven't tried out the Project B04 kind of rank it up, so, or, you know, rank up system that they have implemented. Which, what's funny is I do have the, if you've noticed in the footage, I do have any sort of characters like the number skin for Battery, which is unlocked, as well as the black market stuff, because the black market does not work. You can't unlock things. So I have all of them unlocked because I can't get them otherwise. So I might as well. So that's at least what I'm wanting to do with that, is just try the game out for a bit, you know. And we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm just wanting this to be my unapologetic, unscripted kind of self of just me talking about subjects. And eventually I will create a script. I've just, like I said before, gotta see what happens. And one more thing is that this is footage of Fortnite Save the World. I do play it regularly. This is one of the V-Buck missions because I'm a founder, so I can earn V-Bucks in this game and, you know, buy skins. So never thought you'd see Doomslayer riding a hoverboard, huh? So, anyway, that's pretty much it, I'd say, for the most part. I can't think of anything else really to talk about that comes to mind. Just you know, just the usual. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to help me through this journey. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to have any donations unless people really want to donate or help me, or if they, you know, if things start really picking up, and see what happens. But that's, I think, pretty much it, you know. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you want to stick around and help me through this whole new exciting world that's coming my way. But I'll let the footage continue playing if you want to see more Save the World. Really fun game. I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It still has a very dedicated community. And all your Battle Royale skins, as well as you can earn Battle Royale XP in here, do carry into here. So, anyway, I'm going to let the footage roll. You have yourself a nice day. Take care.